gets me fired up after we win. When we go to the locker room, like, what do we do? Win, win, win. Anyways, are you guys fired up, GCK?
Yes!
Let me ask you again, are you fired up, GCK?
Yeah!
Here's the thing. You got to be fired up about your future. Who here is fired up about their future here? So guys, I'm super appreciative and thank you, GCK for allowing me to be here. I'm originally from Florida, so had the opportunity to be flown over here, and I just want to recognize the people in the room real quick. First of all, people that just started this summer, give yourselves a round of applause. This is the start of your journey, and who knows how long your journey lasts. But through this process, I hope you can take something from this journey, whether you're here for a summer, whether you're here for a couple years, whether you're here beyond that. Hopefully you can take something from this experience and take it with you the rest of your life. People that have been here for over a year, I want to recognize you guys, through the challenges and adversities I'm assuming you all have had. You're still here, you still show up, you still come to your team meetings, you still make the phone calls, you still show up for the demos, no matter what has happened, and that's a true sign of a champion. So I want to recognize those people in the room. Give yourselves a round of applause as well. 10K alumni winners, in the last 2 weeks, some people have done some great things, and I believe, the 10K alumni is not about the sales number, it's about what it represents. It represents, you having a goal, taking the steps forward every day despite challenges, adversity. It might have been some perseverance you had to go through, some family emergencies that happened, but despite that happening, you still pushed through and made some things happen. That's what it's about, because in life you're always going to get stuff thrown at you. How you respond to it matters. And, I just want to recognize those people that, made it happen these last 2 weeks. And if you didn't sell 10K, it doesn't take away from what you've experienced or what you've gone through by any means. That's a great feat, and I just remember being in your shoes at SC1. I actually started June 3rd, 2006, so my fast start was SC1, but I didn't know it at the time. I sold $6,000. I got a chance to stand on stage, but not stand on the stage. I still up front. So I remember being in your shoes, and those that, between 3 and 6 or wherever you got to, and you were up here, I remember being there with you guys. So it was cool watching from the back and, seeing that and, putting myself back in that place. So it was pretty cool. So I want to recognize those people. Give yourselves a round of applause as well. And last but not least, I want to recognize the leaders, the branch managers, the district managers, the division manager for, your leadership, looking at this room, and I just see a bunch of superstars ready to shine. And I'm fired up for what you guys have created, the people you've attracted to your organization, the mindsets that they have, the belief that they have in their opportunity, and just listening through the talks all day has really got me fired up. Thinking about from I wrote it down, took a little nuggets from everybody today. I just want to share it with each of you guys. From Cody, talking about giving phenomenal effort. In everything that you do. And, Kathy talking about today is your breakthrough day. Who here feels like they've had a breakthrough today, whether it's mindset, attitude, belief, and what you want to do moving forward. Okay? That's fired up. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. Okay? And it's also talking about bridging the gap from where you are now to where you want to be. That's huge. Mediocre minds, don't get you to your goal. I love that. Francisco, in 3 years, first 2 years, 20-something thousand, and the last 3 years, $500,000 in sales, fired up. You know what I'm saying? And that's amazing. You know what I mean? And hopefully that gives you guys some inspiration that, if he can do it, I can do it. Okay? And just know, he might be a finished, polished, beautiful, ultimate selling machine up here, but remember the journey he had to go through to get to where he's at. And that should get you fired up that, if someone can be in that place and, lack some certain skill sets or understanding to, cause them to only sell, a certain amount in a period of time, but then they, 50 times it in a matter of the same time period, that's pretty phenomenal, Jacob talking about you don't learn, you earn, you learn and you earn, we talked about that. Philip, skills.
Life.
Skills.
Life.
Right? I love that from him. Jordan, have fun with it, right? That was hilarious. And then, by the way, the last thing I'm going to say is the flatware, selling 3,500 in the next 2 weeks to get flatware. I guarantee if you do that, you'll sell at least 10K for SC2. you can make it. Sell 2 to 3 of those flatware sets through the course of everything else that you do, it pays for itself. So definitely take advantage of that flatware. So today, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about what it takes to accomplish goals. And leaving here, I'm sure you guys have new goals, new vision, new mindset of what you want to accomplish, where you want to go, and what's going to help you get there. And I just want to tell you guys, you all are winners. Okay, do you guys know that? Every single one of you guys, you're a winner. But my mentors tell me this as well. Everyone's a winner, but everyone doesn't choose to win. Everyone's a winner, but some people just choose not to win. Okay, so guys, choose yourself to win. It's a choice. Winning is a choice. Okay, and I believe that every single one of you guys in this room, including myself, I believe that you guys can be great. I also believe that you have the opportunity to build something great here. And if you don't know that by now, hang around your top reps, hang around the top managers, and you'll realize, a great life that you can build here. And I also believe that you guys, you can change and grow to have success. Okay, you can change to grow and have success. So guys, tell you a little bit about my story. I started in 2006. Like, they mentioned, I sold $6,000 in my fast start, and that was great. And, in that period of me selling $6,000, I did great, but I sucked at getting recs. Who here, was in those shoes, okay? That was me, okay? I sucked at getting recs, and I didn't do a whole lot of appointments between my end of my fast start and SC2, because I didn't have a lot of recs, because I used them all, right? And then I was building that up, and SC2 came around, and I didn't do any better. I sold $6,000 for SC2. And I just remember being in this room, being through the first conference saying, man, I want to be on stage, and then me busting my butt and not getting on stage. I had to draw a line in the sand. Is everyone with me there on that? And I went to the round tables, and back then it was called Late Night with the FSM. So it was a 2-day event. SC2 was a 2-day event, and they had Late Night with the FSM. They had round tables starting at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, right? And people were staying out until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning just learning. Now there's people that left the conference, changed into their PJs, went downstairs, grabbed a couple snacks, things like that, and listened to a few talks in there, and then they went back to their room and did their partying thing and their booze thing and all that good stuff. And I was like, I didn't come here for that. I can do that when I get home. I paid to be here, right? So I'm going to get my investment. So what I did, I don't know if you guys ever heard of a guy named Andy Johnson. But Andy Johnson was doing a round table, and he literally did his demo. When I tell you I was front row with my notes, I stayed there. He was there until 3 in the morning. I was right in front of him until 3 in the morning. I don't know if anybody heard my roundtable talk, but talk about rapport building and being, all that stuff. I learned from him, like all of it, like everything. So when I left there, he was great at selling Ultimates. I never sold an Ultimate before I got there. When I left there, I sold some Ultimates. And I got better at recs, I got better at connecting with people, and in the month of August, I sold $13,000 in the month of August, when I only sold 12 in the June and July. And I doubled my career. Back then, it sucks for you guys, but FSM back then was $30,000. I got to 25 at the end of the summer. Not anymore. You got to sell a career 50 to do that. But $30,000 back then was a big deal, okay? And I almost got to FSM there, and then became assistant manager. But it was the thing I wanted to share that I took away from that was there was a moment at SC2 where I had to draw the line in the sand and decide who I wanted to be, what I wanted to be about, and what characteristics I wanted to embody. When I saw all these successful people that were on stage and giving talks and things like that, I was like, I want to be someone that someone listens to. And the only way I can do that is by being an example or having the opportunity to be tested and pushing through it so I can be a testimony for someone else. Is everybody with me there on that? So that was the attitude and the mindset that I had that allowed me to push forward and make the decision that I'm not going to be like everybody else, and I'm going to stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning and be around the most successful people in the company and be a sponge and be hungry to grow. And I encourage you guys to do the same. So 4 things I did to make a change. Like I mentioned, I decided the outcome I wanted. I wanted to be an FSM, I wanted to be an assistant manager, and I wanted to be a branch manager. That was my goal. That's what I wanted to get from the job. I was a business major at FAU. I worked at Office Depot and CVS before that. That didn't really teach me business skills. It just taught me how have my back go out by the age of 19. Wasn't fun. Didn't enjoy that. I got a letter in the mail from the company. I had an opportunity to be at SC1 and see Kathy just crushing everybody that was fired up. I just heard the reps were just killing everybody. I'm like, man, I want to learn from them. And that's what I did. In 2007, after I was an assistant manager, I literally, Kathy was outside, similar to an event like this, and I literally walked up to her and I go, "Hi, I'm Randy Excellent." She's like, "Hi." I'm like, "I want to work for you. I want an assistant manager job, and I want to go branch, and I want to be one of the best branch managers, and I want to learn from some of the best. Can I work with you?" What did she say? Yeah. Little did I know she had no assistant managers going into the fall, but she was like, "Yes, thank God." But the fact of the matter is, I went to her. She didn't come to me. She didn't know I was going to FAU 30 minutes from her office. She didn't know that. I pursued her, and every morning I'd stay at her house and get up every morning at 5 a.m. and go active advertising, what it took to be a great business owner, and I literally was there with her. When she woke up at 5 o'clock, I woke up at 5 o'clock. When she ate, I ate. When she did things, I was there watching her the whole time. That's what it took, and that's what allowed me, where does that sound? But, I followed her, everything that she did, because I wanted to be a champion. I wanted to win, and she was winning, and I wanted to be around winners. So, that's what I did. I figured out what it took to get there. Then I envisioned the opportunities I wanted to create for myself and where it was going to get me. And last but not, I learned from the best and I duplicated them. So that's the blueprint that I use. So guys, I just want to leave you with some perspective. First of all, I want to let you guys know we're all unique in the sense that we have the ability to imagine an abundant future for ourselves, and we have unique ability to be proactive and working towards that. Is everybody with me there on that? Okay, we have the ability to create a new future for ourselves and then take action towards that. So I'm gonna give you guys 3 steps to take actions on your dreams. First thing you gotta do, guys, you gotta embrace growth. Okay, you have to embrace growth. Growth is necessary for change. The belief you can change will create the willingness to change. Some of you guys have given up the notion that you can be a better person. Have you ever heard someone say, "That's just the way I am"? Where'd you learn to be that way? You learned it. It wasn't like, "Poof, you're a negative person." Poof. I don't even know what people say nowadays about it. That's just the way I am. Because, anytime someone, says something towards me, like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. The other day I was at one of my players, I coached basketball on the 7th grade level and the high school level. I was at one of my players' coaches or parents' house, and we were just chatting. He goes, "I think we would be better if we just did different stuff in practice." I'm like, "Okay. Why do you say that?" The kids are just complaining about, "Gosh, we have to go to practice, we do the same thing over and over again." I'm like, isn't that what practice is for? Like, to do the same things over and over again to get better at them so we can have a better outcome? He's like, "Yeah, but you just do the same stuff over and over again." I'm like, "Let me ask you a question." I'm like, "We just played in a tournament. We just played in the Nike tournament down in Broward. It was LeBron James tournament, and his son was there. And it was a really cool experience. And we played some of the top teams in the nation, like from Ohio, California. They came from everywhere to come to this tournament. My tallest player is like this tall. And the average people we're playing were like this tall, like almost as tall as me. They're playing, and my biggest player is this tall. We did pretty good in that tournament. And I asked the dad, "Let me ask you a question." I'm like, "Would you agree we played our best basketball you've seen all year in that tournament?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "We've been doing the same thing in practice over and over again for the last 2 months. And then you're going to tell me that what we're doing in practice is boring?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, don't get defensive, I'm like, "Listen, I don't have time for that." You know what I mean? What I do have time for is to be a better version of myself. So if that's what you're telling me, let me look back, be retrospective, and what can I do to change and grow versus being like, "That's just the way we're gonna do things." No, I changed. I brought his son in. I'm like, "Hey, you think we do too much in practice?" He's like, "Yeah, we do the same thing." I'm like, "Cool. What don't you like that we do?" "All right, what would you rather do instead?" "Cool. I'll try that. You want to, all right, cool, I'll do that." Right? And then we'll see what happens then, But I'm willing to grow. I'll embrace the change to grow. Is everybody with me there? Versus being fed on who I am, how I do things. It's constructive criticism. It's an opportunity for me to learn, take the mirror to myself and be like, all right, maybe you're right. They might be right. It's their perspective, not mine. Is everybody with me there on that? So guys, embrace growth, okay? Personal growth, it has to be a priority in your life. That's what I will say. I don't know if you guys hear this from your managers, but personal growth has to be a priority, okay? That's the best investment you can make in yourself is your personal growth. Not Bitcoin or a house. The best investment you can make is in yourself. Because if you grow yourself and develop yourself, you are the best asset that you have. Philippe's example. He's an asset. And a lot of people see him as an asset. Why? Because of who he grew himself to be. Is everybody with me there on that? That's what it's all about. Okay? And change, guys, is a gradual increase that's compounded over time. But ask yourself where you want to grow. Like for me personally, I want to grow my personal mindset. Because I want to increase my self-confidence, self-belief, and self-image. And if I am being aware of the things that may allow me to veer in a different direction and start focusing on the negative and stuff like that, you know, I read something that's going to allow me to forge my mindset a little bit better. Is everybody with me there on that? I want to grow financially, so I'm reading some sort of financial book consistently. I want to grow my relationships, so I'm reading books like How to Win Friends and Influence People. You know, everybody communicates, few connect, right? I'm reading things that's going to allow me to grow in different areas of my life. In my faith, you know, everyone has different faith, but, you know, what are you doing to grow your faith on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis? You know, be fixated on the process to growth. Is everybody with me there on that? It's not about goals, it's about growth. If you focus on growth and not goals, that is a long game, right? If you're focused on goals, like, this goal ends in 2 weeks and that's it, right? So what are you going to be different after that happened, right? You're just going to go back to who you were before that? Like, you know, like you're going to beat yourself up and look at the past and be like, well, I didn't accomplish that goal. You know, I'm not going to accomplish it, you know, like, you know what I mean? Is everybody with me there on that? But if you're focused on growth, hey, in this process I grew. I sold 3,000 more than I did the week prior. That's a win. I've done more appointments than I have in ever. That's a win. I've made more calls today than I have ever. That's growth, right? You can grow upon that, right? So guys, instead of asking yourself, how long will it take for me to hit a goal? Ask yourself, how far can I go? How far can I go instead of how long will it take? How far can I go? How far can I go in my ability to grow myself? How far can I grow in my ability to develop great relationships? How far can I go in increasing my finances? How far can I go in building wealth? Is everybody with me there on that? That's a long game. So that's key. So embrace growth. Second thing, after you embrace growth, you have to be disciplined in your habits. Be disciplined in your habits. Successful people will say the health of your habits determine the height of your potential. The health of your habits determine the height of your potential. That's from John Maxwell. You know, you don't determine your future, you determine your habits. You don't determine your future, you determine your habits. And the habits that you choose will determine your future. You know? I'll just use positivity and negativity as the example. If you choose to be positive, right, and that's a habit you're going to do, I'm not going to complain, right? When someone's complaining, I'm not going to complain with them. I'm going to be grateful for everything I have, right? I heard a quote the other day. If you only got what you were grateful for the day before, what would you have? If you had tomorrow what you're grateful for today, and you communicated that and said, God, I'm grateful for blank, 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 tomorrow that's what you'll have. What would you guys have? I don't know. You know, maybe a lot, maybe a little. You know, ask yourself that question. You know, and you know, gratitude is the best attitude. So, biggest tip I can give you for disciplining your habits is track your habits. Right, figure out which behaviors are blocking the path that leads you to your goal, and which behaviors will help you accomplish your goal, and track that. A behavior that's not going to lead me towards my goal is sleeping in after 9. So I'm going to track for the next 30 days how many days I sleep in past 9. Is everybody with me there? Or I want to eat healthy, so I'm going to track the good stuff I eat, and I'm going to track the bad stuff I eat. So you can be more intentional and aware of the habits that you're choosing. Is everybody with me there on that? Okay, I think that'd be something that you guys can do. I think it's important to share with your managers, by the way. Hey, one of the habits I want to track for the next couple weeks is blank. So you can have some accountability, right? Is everybody with me there on that? I'm going to highly recommend your managers ask you about that. So make sure you put thought into that. After you embrace your growth and you recognize where you got to go, and you've got your habits in place, and you're going to stay disciplined to them because we're going to track some of the habits that are going to allow us to grow. In this job, for example, tracking the amount of phone calls you make. Does that equate to the amount of appointments you do? Right? Tracking the amount of appointments you do. And then we can say, well, let's look at your calls. Right? Tracking the amount of sales you get. Tracking the amount of CPO you have so we can help increase your averages, your efficiency, your skill sets. That way you can get to where you want to go faster. Okay? Last key, guys, is you want to draw a line in the sand and decide to move forward. So no matter where you're at in life, no matter what you've accomplished or haven't accomplished, draw a line in the sand and just say, that's who I was, this is who I'm going to be, and I'm going to step over that line, and I'm going to move towards that direction. Okay? And you're going to fall. And you know what you're going to do? Draw another line in the sand and decide to move forward. You're human. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have setbacks. That's part of the journey of growth, right? You can't have success if you don't suck, right? Suck is a pretense of success, right? So you got to suck. You got to go through the suck. You got to recognize the suck. And when you get the suck, draw a line in the sand and then move forward. Okay? Just decide. Okay? Is everybody with me there? It has. This is so key. I heard this from one of my mentors one time, and I wrote it, and I had to share it with you guys. Moving forward has nothing to do with emotions, right? Sometimes people do things because they feel like it, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, okay? It has everything to do with choice. It doesn't have to do with it has nothing to do with emotions and everything to do with choice. So a question I like to ask myself, and when I heard him say this, I was like, man, I got to think about this. And this is a question he asked. And I wrote this down, and I'll share it with you guys. Do my emotions follow my choices, or do my choices follow my emotions? Do my emotions follow my choices, or do my choices follow my emotions? Okay? And the thing I want you to write down with choices, write down choices equals value. Values. Choices equal values. Okay? What you value in life is a direct reflection of the choices you make. Okay? Some of you guys have had goals that you wanted to accomplish, but you haven't taken proactive steps towards moving towards those. Okay? In some area of your life. Can we all agree? Okay? What we chose was comfort in our comfort zone over growth and change. Right? That's the fact of the matter is, right? Your values. What do you value in life, right? For me, health, finances, family, finances, creating an abundant life that not only I benefit from, but future generations and people in my life, like that's what I value. I value, great relationships. I value, faith, So if I value health, and then I go eat McDonald's at 11 o'clock at night, am I operating on my choices or my emotions? Emotions, right? So you have to make the choice to not feed into your emotions. So I choose not to go to McDonald's at 11 o'clock at night, even though I'm hungry. I choose drinking water, or eating a banana, or biting into an apple, or just going to sleep. So when I wake up tomorrow, my emotions feel good because my stomach is flat, right? Is everyone with me there on that? Okay? So be totally sold out on your choices and don't sell out to your emotions. Because your choices will allow your emotions, your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-confidence to skyrocket because you know you made the right choice. Is everybody with me there on that? Because you know the choices you make, and you know when you don't follow through on what you said you were going to do for yourself. Not everyone might not have seen it. It might have happened in the dark, but everything that happens in the dark eventually comes to light. Is everybody with me there on that? So, your assignment in life is greater than all your challenges and struggles, failures, and all your limiting beliefs. So plant your flag, make the change, and carry on. So I'm just going to leave you guys with this last thought. The only thing you guys have to do here and in life is to build the best version of you. The only thing you have to do in life is to build the best version of you. And I'm pretty sure, guys, in this opportunity, in this organization, you have coaches and people that have gotten to where you want to go, or have the fruit on the tree, that have the results that you want to have in some capacity, whether it's finances, faith, relationships, in the job, or whatever the case may be. You have people that have fruit on the tree. You just got to go and pick it. Okay? Take from what you want. Mike has a bunch of value to share. Kathy, everyone brings something to the table, and everyone has some fruit to their labor, and you can pick those fruits and make your own little concoction, I guess you would say. So guys, you can pay the price now or later. Either way, a price will be paid. It's up to you how and what price you'll pay. Thank you.